All right, I hope this works. Your girl is in New York traffic, the usual. And what a better time than now to make a video? I'm Nia, and I hope Black Girl hears this. I think this is episode 43, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I love this little podcast thing that I've been doing. It feels really good, free flowing. Yes, the chat to be off because your girl needs to be focusing on other things sometimes, and that's what I'm gonna do. But also, it does get overwhelming to have a live chat, and most of it can be bots sometimes. It can be people who don't even like the conversation. There is a thing on the internet where people purposely, I learned, they look up stuff that they don't like. Never made sense to me, but it's a thing, and they just basically like hate on it. So anyways, this episode is gonna be banter. It's gonna be talk. It's gonna be free flowing. It's not really gonna be a central topic. I might talk about the housewives here and there. I might talk about my situation. I might talk about whatever. Just I hope a Black girl hears this. And sorry if you hear horns. New York is New Yorking. That's all I have to say. I have a long drive. I've been moving. That's one thing. I moved into a new apartment, and it's been so stressful because I've been wanting to make content and I just haven't done it because I am moving and I'm working. I will say one thing that has been on my mind and has been frustrating me is that I loved the content that I made when I did not have a steady job. And obviously, yeah, that's frustrating. Like, your girl was not doing the best financially, and I had content that I was more passionate about, I was more concrete in, and more focused, I will say. I can be passionate about content and certain topics, but sometimes I will admit I'm not as focused as I'd want to be. And that does frustrate me. I'm not going to lie. It does frustrate me. It's something that I've noticed. And I care about my listeners. I want my listeners to have the best quality. I want y'all to have the best version of me. But it's hard to do that when you are juggling so many things. And I have to give myself grace. So I hope a Black girl hears this. You just got to give yourself grace. I know for my content, making content every single day and in different forms is my go-to when it comes to having a lot of reach for people. That is how I reach people. Just making content and having many outlets, like literally making at least 3 videos a day, will keep me in the algorithm. However, I don't got time for that sometimes. Like, literally right now, I have to go pick up some stuff to move to my apartment and take my hair out, like my braids. So yeah, it's not that easy. But one thing I will say is that I am proud of myself for even giving it a try, because it's not easy to be a content creator. I didn't even know this was where I was going to lead down. I started this channel, like I was thinking about it the other day. I started this channel just because I was not being heard in a predominantly white institution, and I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know who to talk to. And I feel like that's been a really big thing in my life in general. Like, yes, my channel has changed to so many things: dating, living, college, after college, during college. Of course, my channel has changed, and that's a good thing. Your channel needs to grow. However, when it comes to me personally, I want to get back into the conversation of me not feeling heard in that predominantly white institution. And that is just how I feel like every single day. This political climate in America is absolute trash. It sucks. It's terrible. Politics is trash in general, but it's really bad right now. And especially if you're a Black woman, you feel it. You know that you're golden. You know that you're worthy. You know that you're worth so many things in life. But with this political climate, like enforcing more racism towards Black men onto Black women, it does suck. It does suck having, Black men, and not all, but I'm just saying, that's a thing that's happening in this country. We need to realize it. African American men are not financially doing as well as they should be, a large percentage. And like I said, I will say it's not your fault, but it is your fault at the same time. There is systematic and systemic, whatever you want to call it, racism, yes. But it gets to a point where it's like, if you don't even try, like I've dealt with that all my life, but if you don't try, at least try to figure a way out, then that's on you. And don't blame a Black woman for that bullshit. Like, that's ridiculous. That's what I'm getting tired of. So with that discussion as well, just things that, I'm getting tired of not feeling heard, not feeling seen, incidents that happen, with Black men that I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Like, very aggressive incidents. And I'm like, you need to get it together. Like, it's almost as if you start to feel as a black woman that black men don't like you because of the position that they're in life. Whether it's good or bad, it could be good financially, bad mentally. It could be, good mentally, bad financially. And you'll have some, well, usually that person, I ain't gonna like, usually that person ain't too mean, but you can have some here and there that are pretty mean. So it's like, you gotta have a balance. You're gonna have things that are off in life. It's understandable, but have a balance of being a decent human being is great. We all get frustrated, we all get upset, but when it comes to racial tension, I think it's definitely on a high in America between African American men and African American women. I think the tension is very, very high, and not on the African American woman side. And yes, I'm gonna have a bias because I am an African American woman, but I'm just gonna say, if we want to really speak political, on the African American man side, it's very aggressive. It's very vulgar. I stopped dating recently, and more so dating apps. And the reason I stopped was because, one, I didn't see any good results, in my opinion, right? Then two, I noticed that I was just constantly arguing with African American men. And what was I arguing about? Human rights, black women's rights, women's rights. What else was I arguing about? Pop culture. I was arguing about relationship styles. I was arguing about how sex works in a relationship. Like, I was arguing. Like, me, Nia. Like, talk with Nia. Nia. Yes. I was the girl arguing with men I wasn't even in a relationship with. I was like, girl, get it together. Like, after a while, I was like, why you gotta tell this man that him working at working a cart in New York City is not ideal? Like, you could be as buff as you want and attractive, sir. You could be as pro-black as you want, which I love that. Thank you. But don't think just because you're pro-black and you meet a pro-black woman that she's gonna accept any other bullshit you got going on, because the rest of the black ninjas out here are so racist and terrible people. That's not how that works. Like, there's also that side, you know what I mean? When I said a man has a good mental, but he broke, and it could go either way. Like, it could be like he's like, in a good state and trying to get out of his situation and knows that you deserve more. Or it can be that this man is going to be complacent and wants you to be complacent in the I don't do anything because life is so hard situation. That's another route that can be taken by African American men. Now, a lot of people think, oh my God, you just don't like black men, this and that. That never has been the case. That is not the case. I will never let that stand. I personally, right, have relationships in my life, or had, let me say, where I noticed that there was a problem with black men not wanting to own up to the fact that they need to do more as human beings. I don't care if you go to the gym. I don't care if people sexualize you because you're dark and you have a lot of muscles. I could care less. Whoop-de-freaking do. What does that do for our future child and our bills? What does that do? What does it do if you don't have a good head on your shoulder? For me, like, that's the point I am in my life. Now, I feel like if you're in your early 20s and you are, I would say, heterosexual dating, you're a black girl, go ahead, have some fun. Please be safe, but go ahead, have some fun, learn what you like, learn what turns you on, all that. But when you're my age, like past 25 to 30, there's revelations that go on and you're just like, hold up. That's a waste of my time. I don't care for that. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not, nope, this is weird. That's weird. You got kids. You got, No, there's no reason why when it comes to my community, African American people, love you down, love myself. But we got to talk about the toxicity in it. Why in the hell are there men that constantly go to the gym, dark skin, buff, all that, right? The what do you call it? The ideal of what white America wants them to look like, but not women. That's crazy how black women can't look black because it's masculine. Like, it makes no sense, which is wrong. It's not true. Our beauty is our beauty, and people are just afraid of it because it's better than theirs. Point blank, period. And I said what I said. Anyways, you have this male who feels like that is enough. You have this African American man who feels like, I look good and ideal, that is enough. And they are just out here, putting their little seeds in everybody, having like 5 kids, all that. I'm just like, why is it always the same looking man? Like, what's going on? What's going on with the Black community? Like, what, am I going crazy? Like, what's going on? What are we doing here? How is it that this is looked at as okay? And especially because the NFL, you know, I talk about it. Like, there's an issue there. There's a big, big issue with it being sexualized and it being infantilized, that Black men can go to women and impregnate them and do absolutely nothing. Now, any race can do that, but I want to specifically talk about my own because that's what I know close and near and dear to me. So if you don't like that comment, then click out, honestly, because it's an issue in our community. And I'm not going to be the one to fix it, but I will say it's definitely something that will trickle down and has trickled down into many sectors of everybody's life, not even just Black people. Like, I went to school to be a teacher. I started teaching and I was like, these kids don't know nothing. These kids ain't being raised. Don't nobody care about these kids. You got a Black man who goes and has sex with a white person, gets them pregnant, and then that Black man don't do jack squat. Jack squat. You know what I'm saying? That stuff to me is so sad. I think it's really sad. To me, I don't want that for my community. I don't see that as a cute thing. I don't even see it as like, you know, like funny, if that makes sense. It's not funny to me. And you have other cultures that find Black culture interesting because of that aspect, that a Black man can just get you pregnant and walk away and you have nothing to do with it. I want to say something too about men, Black men specifically. I'm not going to say where I've met them, but let's just say, you know, it was a place where you have to be every day to make your money. Let's just say that. But it's like I've run into individuals who literally don't care that their partner is, you know, having to take care of everybody. They don't care. They don't care that they have a child with someone and it's easy for them only because they don't have to take care of that child. And I've just come across a lot of, you know, I would say deadbeat dads in every realm, dating, people I know. Like, it's the way it's so relaxed too. Like, the African-American man can be so relaxed in knowing that he does not have to take care of them kids. And his definition, not all, but let's have a conversation about the Black community right now. Let's be real, you know. In his mind, that Black man says, I paid for some stuff. I took the kids to Chuck E. Cheese. That was enough. I'm going to go to the gym now, and I'm going to go have sex with random girls that are looking for love because they still have hope. And I'm going to, you know, use my gym body. I'm going to use my nice smile to make them think that love still exists. And it's not that love doesn't exist, but it's that, you know, mindset. It's that mindset of not being true. You know, not being real, just wanting to take advantage of everyone. You know, men don't have to carry the baby. We do. We are carrying that child. So at the end of the day, when I see this in my community, the way Black men just get whoever pregnant, whoever they feel like is not, like, whoever doesn't have love, let's say that. That's what they do. They find somebody who doesn't have love, who has a bad friend circle, who has a bad relationship with, you know, their family. You know, they find someone very vulnerable. Not all Black men, once again, but I'm just talking about my community because I know some people are going to be like, you're generalizing. No, I'm not generalizing. I'm talking about the toxic shit in our fucking culture. Like, let's talk about it. We're allowed to. Don't let someone think you can't talk about toxicity because it hurts their feelings, because it feels like you're generalizing. If you don't want someone to generalize something, how about you prove it? Be the difference. Be the change. Prove it. Prove that it's different. Prove that you're different. Like, that's all you got to do. Like, I'm mad annoying with that. Anyway, because I know I could see somebody in the comments be like, you're generalizing. Like, no, I'm talking about the community that I know and things that are happening. I'm allowed to do that. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to listen. And that's a whole nother topic that I want to talk about, because that's something that frustrates me too recently in life, where people listen to me or anyone they don't like, and they get so upset that they do things that are evil to that person, or they just put bad juju on them. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're allowed to make a reaction video all you want, but have some facts. That's all I have to say. Anyways, it's like I see these things and it's made me decide I'm going to focus on me as a black woman. I hope a black woman hears this. I believe in black love. I believe in all that, but I'm going to focus on me. Remember when I was saying I was a teacher and I noticed all this terrible shit that was going on in schools? It is not up to me to save the world. I learned that. Black women, it is not up to us to save the world. It's not. I know that we can do it. We know that we can save the world, but it's not up to us because then it takes a toll on us. And no one thanks us either. No one thanks us either. Black women save the world and no one thanks us. And I'm quite frankly tired of it. I'm tired of not being thanked. So I hope Black girl hears that. You don't have to save the world. 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 Save yourself. That's enough. Save yourself. And, you know, save Black women. I will say that. Yourself is a Black woman. So that's why I come on here and have conversations that truly enlighten me and hopefully enlighten others. I'm okay with it. But anyways, let's continue the conversation about, you know, dating and stuff like that. I was like, you know, I'm not looking to have sex. I'm not looking to have a moment. I'm not looking for any of those things. So dating apps are just not it for me. And yes, there are people who meet on dating apps and I'm so happy for them. But for me, it's just not working. For right now in my life, that is not working and that's okay. Get off of it. Like for me to make the really big decision to basically deactivate my profiles on Valentine's Day was really beautiful to me. It felt beautiful. It felt like, okay, girl, you got some change going on. You changing. I did that. So I inspire you, please deactivate that dang app. Deactivate it. I know it may feel like I don't have time to meet someone outside of work. I don't have time. I know how it feels. You're just going to feel like you don't have any time to meet anybody. I get it, but you got to just move on and have hope. So let's go forward with having hope for meeting new people and also living my best life while I'm doing it. So as y'all know, I love meeting people. I love people, hands down, period. But one thing I want to say is that I am definitely throwing in my Black love towel, right? I'm throwing in that blanket. I still love Black love. However, it's going to look differently for me moving forward as a Black woman because of things I've learned. Not just experiences, things I've learned and having other good influences around me to tell me about Black love and also tell me about how it can look to you. Like it can be personal for you. It doesn't have to look the way everyone else's Black love looks. The Black love that a lot of people want to show in media is just like a lot of dark-skinned men that are, you know, getting women pregnant and not being a father. A lot of dark-skinned, buff, masculine, quote-unquote men that don't do anything for the community or themselves or care about people's health. That's not the Black love I want, and that's what I've been seeing. That is not what I want. So I'm throwing that away. I am going to be traveling a lot more this year, and I'm going to consider dating outside of my race. I'm going to consider dating people who are Black that are not from America. I think that there needs to be a change and an understanding of that people are different. I'm not trying to generalize African American men. That is not what I'm trying to do here. I know some people are going to get that from it, but that's not it. What I am trying to do is get you to understand that there is some shit going on in America right now that has people on 10, and especially Black men are under a microscope. And I can have empathy for you, but when you don't have empathy for others and have empathy for yourself, and you don't love yourself as a Black man, and you're just causing chaos and corruption all throughout women's lives, whatever color they are, yeah, I'm not effing with it. Bye. I'm not, bye, like, goodbye. Not for me. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. This is new for me. Like, I will be traveling the world, and, you know, I've been taking advice from different bloggers, different content creators, different Black women, and I will be living my life in another country, you know, having fun, but I will take into consideration someone who doesn't look like me. I will take into consideration someone who doesn't have the same ethnicity than me. Like, I will take it into consideration as long as, this is for me personally, they find my blackness to be queen. They find my blackness to be a diamond, gold. That is how, and it's not just my skin. It's not just my, my beautiful body that I got. It's not just my face. It's not just my hair. I want you, well, yes, the hair is one thing. You definitely got to be in love with that. But I want you to love my culture. I want you to see she is an African-American woman and she's amazing. Wow. Her hair, her swag, everything is gorgeous. And her talk, her walk, the food that she makes, what she eats, I'm interested in all that. That's where it is for me. You're not just going to like me because you have a fetish for the skin I have. I'm not, or the body type I have. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for you loving, loving how I look. That's fine. I love attraction. But when it comes to me dating outside my race, one thing that is going to be key for me to always question and just keep on my mind and keep there is this person going to respect, honor, and love me being African American and a woman? Forget just African American. Let's just end an African American woman. That's what I want. I want them to be aware when we have children, they are going to be whatever else and African American. And they should love the African American more than whiteness. And I'm not saying they're gonna, not like whatever else their parent is, say if their parent is not black. But what I'm saying is more so, I don't want them to fall into line of I need to assimilate to whiteness as a beauty standard just because my skin is light, or I have closeness to whiteness because my parents are two different ethnicities from the opposite spectrum. That's what we're not doing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. I will keep these things in mind, and I hope that my partner keeps them in mind too. And if they don't, then that is not a person meant for me. It's just not a person that's meant for me. But yeah, your girl is doing different things. I will be, doing what I used to say. I used to say, like, I'm going to be with an African-American man. I don't care, I'm going to be with a black man. And then it got to, I'm going to be with a black man. He could be overseas, whatever. He could be not African-American. And then it gets to, it's like, I would, like, he don't even got to be black at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a progression, I feel, but it's not divesting. I don't want women to divest. I don't believe in that term, and the way it's used, I don't like that. I believe, yes, black women should go where the love is, but at the same time, I do find there is a difference in black women dating outside their race, and there is a difference between black men dating outside their race. When black women did outside their race, I would say a good chunk of the time, a good like 90-something% of the time, 95, they are dating up. They are dating to add wealth to the family. They are dating to add education. They are dating to add just anything that adds to them being helped as a mother, them being helped as a wife. They are being we get added to by the person who is not of black descent. Let's say that, even if they are black, you know what I'm talking about? We get added to. They add to us. However, when it comes to black men dating outside of their race, they are the ones that are trying to take from the woman. And it doesn't even have to be financially. It doesn't. It can be more so of a situation where they're taking their like just their energy. They're taking their beauty away. They're taking everything that they have away. They're just taking, they're getting them pregnant. They're not caring. They could be doing all types of terrible things to them. Like, it's awful to see what black men have done, to women that are considered this thing a preference. Let's put in bunny ears. I don't think that anybody is a preference. Like, I really don't think anyone is a preference or a race is a preference. I think you just like who you like, but you need to consider why you like that person. Do you like that person because you hate yourself? That's all that black women are saying. And a lot of people think, oh, you're just bitter. You're bitter. Like, no, we're not bitter. We're just talking about the facts here. And we're talking about, it makes me sad. It does, because nobody cares. If you don't care, then you're not gonna talk about it. Nobody just like not cares about something and talks about it. We care. Black women care. That's it. It may not come out the way that people like, but we do. And we are gonna say to your face, hey, you don't like yourself, and that's kind of sad. We see what the NFL and the NBA is doing to y'all, but it don't make no sense. Like, your mama and your daddy black. All of y'all, your mama and your daddy dark skin. So I'm confused on what's going on, but for some reason, when it comes to you being used as a slave in America, which is the NBA, NFL, and all these other sports shenanigans, all of a sudden you gotta hate yourself. And there's a whole conversation about how, white people get thrown into the faces of black men. It can be their daughter, it can be their nephew. They kind of put them in their faces. They put them in the hotel rooms. They put them into it. It reminds me of Epstein, honestly. Like, a lot of these coaches will put white women that they know around these black men so that the money can stay within their community and that they can use that black man as a commodity for the rest of their life, regardless of even if they're related to them or not, because now they have had sex and they have had a baby with the white woman that was in their circle, and they can let them do whatever they want, because basically if the coach is allowing, let's say an example, the coach is allowing their daughter to be, they put them in the face of the game, say, this is my daughter, talk to her, blah, blah, blah. The daughter, swindles, does what she needs to do, ends up sleeping with this black man, they get married. And basically now you have a coach that is like, you can do whatever you want to her. And you could, raise your hand to her. You could do all this stuff to her as long as you don't do it in public. That's the Southern way. That's the Southern American way, right? So there's a lot of situations that are out there that are like this. And we don't know as we don't have proof, but we know because we have proof of what we know personally and what we know from friends and family and what we've seen down south, what we've seen in media. Like, duh, we can't say, oh yeah, that coach did that. No, we've just seen, let's see the debacle of it all. We've seen Twitch, which he's not a bastard, whatever, but we've seen Twitch. We've seen, who's that? All these other football, Tyreek Hill. We've seen all these other football players. You think that these women just end up in front of them out of nowhere? No. They are known in the circle. They are known for being quiet. A lot of OF sex workers and Nepo babies, like most sex workers are Nepo babies or somebody who is trying to get away from abuse. They know. They're not stupid. Like, they know. That's all I'm trying to say. They know. They know the deal. They know what's up. They know the situation. They are fully aware of what's going on and how they need to be quiet. And that's why a lot of people get confused. Why are these girls being passed around, this and that? Like, Brittany Renner, they're all getting passed around because there's something that they can do to keep quiet. And it's also seen to men that they conquered something that another man conquered, because I believe that a lot of men actually like men in that sport. And they're really just into impressing other men, not women, because that don't impress no women. So, it's a thing. And this is what I'm seeing when it comes to my black community. It's not just celebrities. It is real life. Like, people out here really are trying to live their life like this. It's insane. So yeah, I will say it has inspired me to consider how I get treated by other races and take it in as a woman being treated by a man or even another woman. Like, as y'all know, like I said, like, I am dating men right now, but I have dated a woman in the past, and I'm not ashamed to date another woman in the future. I'm not. I am dating men because that's what I'm interested in. However, if somebody comes across me and they're not a man, I'm saying it could happen. You see it to all these housewives, like, all of a sudden, oh, they're gay. Like, no, these housewives always been like this. Like, ain't nothing special. Like, they always been like that. They just wanted to be with a man. Also, let me not say wanted to be with a man. They wanted to get that money. They wanted to get that money, be that normal girl, whatever. And then basically they realized that men are terrible. And not all men, but the men that they are trying to get at to get their money, of course they're going to be terrible. Like, a man knows when you are after his money. They're not dumb. All these men that are like, husbands of the housewives, they know. They know you just want my money. Now you're on a show. You're definitely you don't need me because you're going to make your own money. And you're going to make me look like a fool. But like I said, for a lot of men with wealth, secrets, a woman keeping secrets is the biggest thing for them. And I can't do that. I'm not going to keep your secret. I'm not going to let you do you're not going to do stuff to me. You're not going to do stuff to me. So I'm not saying I will not be with a man who has wealth, but I think I will be with a man, or let's say person, who has wealth and integrity. And that's okay. That's not easy to come by. I'll tell you that. It's not. It's not easy to come by somebody with wealth and integrity. It's not. It's completely understandable. So I digress. That's just my opinions on dating and my change, my revelation, things that I'm trying that are new. You will see me do it, but I don't want people to give up on loving an African American man or woman at all. It can happen. So if I meet someone who's African American in Ireland or something, and they like me, I like them, we vibe out, well, yeah, awesome. Like, it can still I find attraction. I do. I find that's what I'm attracted to. It is. It's what I know. I love it. It's freaking beautiful. Like, I'm beautiful. But anyways, I'm just saying, I am also opening the doors to anyone who is treating me like a queen, and I'm attracted to them. I have to be attracted to them. I don't know what I like so far, but I do have to be attracted to them. So it's new to me, and it might be new to you. Just try it, but don't try it just because you're combating a bad situation that happened with a black guy. Don't do that. Like, let yourself heal first, and then open up, right? And don't open up your legs. But anyways, that's another conversation. That's what I'm gonna end on real quick. Me going celibate has been the best decision of my life, but also I chose to go celibate because I don't know if I'm asexual, but I truly want to have sex for the purpose of having a child. At this age, I am 28. Yeah, I want to have sex for the purpose of having a child. And quite frankly, I don't want to, just give anyone my body just because. Like I said, early 20s, have your fun, be safe, protection. But at my age right now, how I feel is that personally, I don't want to have sex just for fun. I am 28. I'm looking to have a child, and I don't want to catch nothing. I don't want no one impregnating me right now. It's a no-go. So yeah, I'm at a different age in my life to be able to even say this, because I feel like a lot of people would be like, yeah, this is how it should be. No, people should be allowed to explore and wonder and be protected, be safe. That's another thing. But right now in my life, I haven't felt very inclined to have sex because I want to have a child. And with that being said, I'm thinking about what it would take for me to have sex with someone that I'm not looking to have a child with. It doesn't feel the same for me. It doesn't. I've lost that. It's not like this is fun. No, it's there's no purpose. I have a purpose right now, and I have a goal, and it might be the next 5 or 7, whatever, 8 years, I don't know. I would say mid-30s, that's when I'm thinking of having a child, but I want to be financially stable and ready. I want to be, in a good, the best space in my life. And it's not guaranteed when things will happen, but I will say I've done a pretty good job of not having a kid during this time right now, because it is really bad right now, out here for many people, and it's not easy. So I commend those who do or did in managing things, but it's not easy. So I haven't wanted to, mingle it up in the streets. And it's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. You got to really protect yourself. And if you want to have a child, just being out there willy-nilly at my age is not a good idea, because honestly, if a slip up happened, I feel in my head, I'm going to think to myself, you're at the age where you always wanted one, just have it now. And that's not good. So that's why I'm like, girl, you know what? Just don't do it at all. Don't do it at all, and protect yourself. That is my biggest advice to women. So I hope Black Girl heard this. That is it for this episode. Hopefully I can make it to my destination before the sun goes down. Your girl is on a troop right now to get her belongings and move them around into my apartment. But love y'all. Please have a good day. Be safe. And